Welcome, everyone. So it's covering the Sunday games, and this was one of the good ones. We had New York Liberty playing the Atlanta Dream in New York, and New York's crowd was going crazy. And, it's always a good day at Barclays. Um, New York had a really rough road trip. Uh, it seemed really long for them, um, and they were missing Fiebich, and now they've got everybody back except for Jonquel Jones. And they're at home for a little bit, and Atlanta went out to a lead and it was looking bad. It was looking bad at first. They went out to a 26-13 lead, and excuse me, New York couldn't hit a basket, it seemed like, in the first quarter. And at the top of that list was Sabrina Ionescu. She ended up shooting 15%, which is, I don't even know how bad that is. She shot 15% from the floor, and she was 0 for 7 from 3. She still scored 9 points. She hit a couple late in the game, but that was kind of, if you took her out of the equation, the Liberty actually shot well, other than her. And thankfully for New York, Leonie Fiebich was hot. She shot 88%, so you had two ends of the spectrum there. Anyway, so the Atlanta Dream went out to a lead in the beginning, 26-13. They were firing on all cylinders, just rocking and rolling. So then the second quarter was even, 16-18. The Liberty made up 2 points off that deficit. But then the game completely changed in the second half, and Atlanta went cold. And New York outscored them in the third quarter, 24-11, and then 24-19. And in past games, it's like Atlanta will get those 3-point shots to drop, and they just didn't in this game. They only shot 28% from three, and that's where Atlanta's vulnerable. If they are not hitting their 3-point shots. So you could see them trying to go into Bree Jones and Brittany Griner and trying to make up for that. And it just wasn't enough. They still need, and Ryan Howard was out. She hurt her knee the last game. And I hope she's okay. She's such a good player. But she's been wearing a knee brace on and off throughout this season. So maybe it's just been something that has been lingering, and then when she was playing in the other game, it looked like it hyperextended. I did that once. It really makes your knee feel unstable. But hopefully she's okay. Maya Caldwell started in her place. So we had, let's see, points in the paint were pretty even. New York outscored them by 6. So it was 32-38. But turnovers were the big thing. New York only had 6, Atlanta had 16, and they got 18 points off those turnovers, whereas Atlanta only got 6. So that was a big difference. But Atlanta had built a 19-point lead, and New York just kept chipping away and chipping away and chipping away at it. And it wasn't just, Fiebich was definitely a big part of that. She hit some really key shots. But it was everybody. Stewie was in there getting, she was getting layups or, really close shots to the basket. She's still not shooting well from three. Not that that's her big part of her game, but, she's always in there fighting it out and under the basket, and Stewie's just Stewie. She's missed some layups, though. Like, she has somewhere she'll miss some shots that earlier in her career she wouldn't miss. And, but she's also been carrying the load for this team all through that stretch on the road, and just, I don't know. I would guess she's tired. She just kind of goes along, though. Anyway. So points-wise, we'll go to Atlanta first. So Atlanta had a number of people in double figures. 1, 2, 3, 5 people in double figures, but they were all low. They were all like 10 points. So you had Caldwell with 12, Brianna Jones with 8. They needed more from her. They didn't. They just didn't get that. And Griner had 10. Canada had 12. Alicia Gray had 16. But she was 1 for 7 from 3. That contributed to their 28% from 3. And then Naz Hillman, she shot okay. She's the one that killed us for the Valkyries. Right down the stretch, it just... Anyway. So she had 11 points, and then Pow Pow had 3, and that was it. Coffee didn't score, and Shatori Walker-Kimbrough didn't score. She only played 2 minutes, though. So then on New York, you only had Fiebich and Stewie were the only ones in double figures. But then you had a lot of people with, you had Sabali with 7, Ionescu had 9, Cloud had 2, Burke had 7, Harrison, she had a really nice game. She was in there battling against Brittany Griner and Bree Jones, and they're both bigger than her. And she was holding her own. Good game for Harrison. She had 9 points, 6 rebounds. Johannes had 6. I'm surprised she's not scoring more. She can get on a heater and just start going. And she's been kind of kept in check this season so far. But she didn't play last year, but the year before, boy, she would go on heaters, just dropping threes like crazy. Let's see. So rebounds, Stewie had 10. So it was a double-double for Stewie. Sabali had 9 rebounds. Harrison had 6. Lots of assists. There's lots of 4s and 5s here for New York. Brittany Griner had 10 rebounds. Bree Jones had 7. Canada's been playing really well. She's helping them out a lot, but she only shot 15%. So between her and Alicia Gray, everybody else actually shot pretty well. Griner didn't shoot well. Well, 40% roughly. But she's really close to the basket. She should be shooting 80%. Yeah, but Gray and Canada shot 3 for 13 and 2 for 13. So that hurt them. But New York just keeps coming like a freight train. And that's why they're the champs. And when Jonquil Jones gets back, New York's going to be really hard to beat once she comes back. But, just like Minnesota's having to play, 9 games in 16 days? Every time you turn the TV on, Minnesota's playing. And they lost a couple. It's hard to do. It's hard to do over a long season. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But congratulations to the Liberty. They get the win 79-72. Very hard-fought game, and way to come back from being down. They were down 19 points and made it all the way back. So, good game for the Liberty. The Dream just have to, shoot better threes or be more consistent, because that's when they lose, is when they're missing their threes. Just Phoenix is like that too. Phoenix can be deadly if they're hitting threes, but if they're not, they can be beat. Okay, that's it for this one. We'll see you next time.